This program is brought to you by Labatt, sponsors of the best in Canadian sports entertainment.
'83, year number 10 for the Vancouver Whitecaps, and what a year it was. We said farewell to Empire Stadium and hello to beautiful BC Place. We watched the Whitecaps win 24 of 30 league games and claim the best record in North American Soccer League history. And we saw our city support a soccer bowl that surprised almost everyone. All that began right here with the Whitecaps playing preseason games on Vancouver Island. President General Manager Peter Bridgewater had assembled his Whitecaps earlier than ever before, knowing they had to be ready for 7 of their first 11 league games on the road. And they were ready for an exciting season, as you saw when the entire Whitecaps team sang its new song live on BCTV's Variety Club Telethon. Back on the field, the Caps played the Soccer Bowl champion New York Cosmos in their final preseason tune-up. And while they lost 1-0, they showed some exciting signs. When it came time to play for keeps, the Caps had 7 new faces in the lineup, including goalkeeper P.J. Johns, defenders Dave Watson and Mike Sweeney, striker David Cross, and midfielders Fran O'Brien and Franz Tyson, the 1981 Player of the Year in the English Football League. The newcomers gelled perfectly with the veterans, and the Caps won their first 5 games of the year. After a surprising 2-1 loss to their Western rivals in Golden Bay, the Caps came home to clip Chicago 3-1. Then there was this, the last ever game at Empire Stadium. The locals beat Tulsa 2-1 and celebrated 10 years in Old Empire by flying in Sir Roger Bannister and John Landy, the legendary runners who broke the 4-minute mile together in the 1954 British Empire Games. Nike held a special halftime race as a final tribute to Old Empire. And then, while crews scurried to complete the new stadium at the other end of town, the Caps began a 3-game road trip in Toronto.
Score clock set at 45 minutes. Buzz Parsons were set for the opening kickoff. And there it is, Mr. Bediga and Mr. Roberts are up front. Very quickly in, quickly is carved out of time with Beardsley. Beardsley, a point blank shot at 10 seconds. Now here's Beardsley in behind Cadelja. Scores up for David Cross. David Cross shoots, he scores!
The Whitecaps went on to beat the eventual Soccer Bowl '83 finalists in a shootout. And after another win in Chicago, they arrived in Montreal with a chance to sweep their second 3-game road trip of the year. David Cross and the Caps' young Canadians led the way, while Lenarduzzi, Sweeney, and Lettieri did national team duty.
There's it now for Lund inside for David Cross. David Cross scores!
What a great goal, John.
To Lorimer. He chips it. For Fleming Lund. Far post. David Cross, he scored! I thought it was offside, but it went up a couple of unique players, so no problem for David Cross. Valentine now. Gets away from Alan Willie. Goes far post with it. And a good shot there by David Cross, who came that far from getting a hat trick. Could he have another chance? And he does! David Cross!
The Caps were 10-1 at that point and ready to make history.
Tonight, the first sporting event in the stadium at BC Place. A sellout crowd on hand for the Vancouver Whitecaps hosting the Seattle Sounders. Buzz Parsons, a member of the Whitecaps for so many years. I know you're dying to be down there, sir, but what's it like looking at it from up here?
Well, I'm just as nervous, I think, as the players, John. So much excitement in this building, and it's so great to see all those people behind us.
It's excitement plus down here, and Bob Lenarduzzi is my guest. Bob was with the Vancouver Whitecaps when they played their first game back in 1974. And Bob, you are here tonight. Your thoughts on coming into this building?
Well, it seems a long way from 1974. Someone had told me at that point in time that I'd been playing in front of 60,000 people in a new dome stadium in Vancouver in a Whitecaps uniform. I'd have said they were crazy.
The game is underway. Seattle taking the opening kickoff, and that brings a cheer already from the sellout crowd of 60,000 of anxious to see the official, Fran O'Brien. Cross check for the middle. O'Brien stays outside. And an errant ball there. Seattle, the game defends well. Daly now down to Peterson. He's onside. A race for it. Mark Peterson in. And he beats McCreary to the near side. Mark Peterson. He just had it right there. Now Fran O'Brien to Peter Lorimer. The crowd rises to the occasion. Lorimer's cross for O'Brien, and Nixon got in there, but then so did Mike Sweeney in the overlap. And give and go. Mike Sweeney's cross. Peter Burns, he scores! What a great goal, John. Tyson with some of his magic just simply gives it to Sweeney. Mike Sweeney now, room for Fran O'Brien. In for Beardsley. Going to get the shot away. Yes, he does! Got the shot away. He beat Ray Evans and Joe Corrigan.
The Caps went on to win their debut at the Dome, and they enjoyed another exciting night when the Cosmos came calling on July 10th. New York had ambushed the Whitecaps 3-0 the week before, ruining the Caps' chance to set a league record 14-1 start to a season. So revenge was the name of the game, and it came early. Although this goal was disallowed, the Caps kept coming. Here, Peter Beardsley one-times a pass to young Terry Felix, who promptly puts David Cross in alone for the first goal of the game. "15 minutes later, it was Beardsley setting up Cross again, and the Caps went on to win 2-0 before 50,000 people. Next up were the Golden Bay Earthquakes, and after Cross connected for his 13th goal of the season, the Quakes connected for the equalizer. That set the stage for Carl Valentine's winner, keeping the Caps ahead of the Quakes in the race for top spot in the Western Division.
It was very hard tonight. They're a very good team, and that was probably one of our biggest tests this season, and we're well pleased, to come away with a win.
Waiting for the moment, ski the highest peak. You're on your way, now it's your time to fly.
The Whitecaps homestand continued 3 nights later with their first ever post-game concert. 56,000 people watched Montreal hand the locals their only loss of the season at BC Place. But Labatt's brought the Beach Boys in to lift everybody's spirits. On July 27th, the Caps got nostalgic by celebrating their 10th anniversary. They also saluted Bobby Lenarduzzi, the only remaining player from the Whitecaps side of 1974. After Bobby got some great gifts, the Caps got down to business and finally disposed of stubborn Team America in a shootout. The month of August opened with the second annual Europac International Soccer Tournament. Vancouver played the People's Republic of China in the first game, and Peter Beardsley exploded for 3 goals and an assist in the Caps' exciting 4-3 win. Just 2 nights later, the weary Whitecaps got a taste of Brazilian soccer. And while Beardsley continued to hold his hot hand or foot, the injury-riddled Caps couldn't keep up with Sporting Club Internacional. Final score was 4-1, and the Brazilians went on to beat the Chinese, claim the Europac trophy, and show everybody how entertaining international soccer can be. When regular season play resumed, the Whitecaps were still leading the league with a 19-5 record. They promptly rattled off 3 more wins, with David Cross scoring a pair of goals in each of the games. August 28th brought Fan Appreciation Night and the Caps' final home game of the season. After Peter Beardsley picked up his second Labatt's Player of the Year award, plus the Scott Most Popular Player trophy, Peter Lorimer went to work. His late goal gave the Caps a 3-2 win over Seattle, and even more importantly, it clinched their 4th Western Division championship in 6 years. 1 week later, the Whitecaps wound up their regular schedule with a wild 5-4 win in San Diego. Vancouver finished with an awesome 24-6 record and the best winning percentage in league history. Even more remarkable, the Caps did it with more injuries than ever before. 12 players missed a total of 99 games, with everything from torn knee ligaments to a broken ankle. As the Caps hit the field for their first-round playoff game against Toronto, things didn't look good. David Cross, who led the team in scoring with 19 goals, was on the sick list. And Ballantyne, Sweeney, Nikias, and Taylor were all struggling back off serious leg injuries. But Game 1 went the right way. Game 2 in Toronto was a strange affair, with the Whitecaps scoring great goals, but squandering 2 leads in a 4-3 Toronto win.
Franz Tyson. Beardsley going to have a go at the top of the box. He's in. He shoots and scores. Peter Beardsley. David Burns cross for Robert, and it's in. So the final score, Toronto 4, Vancouver 3.
Back at BC Place in the series finale, the Caps couldn't buy a break. Toronto got an early goal, threw up a defensive wall, and put an end to the Whitecaps season. 2 weeks later, the Blizzard were back for Soccer Bowl, but they lost 2-0 to the surprising Tulsa Roughnecks before 53,000 fans. And suddenly, 1983 was all over. Already a new soccer season is upon us. The Caps are currently playing indoor soccer at the Pacific Coliseum with talented new signings like their former nemesis Addie Coker and Peter Ward, the NASL's most valuable player in 1982. When the outdoor season begins in BC Place next spring, we'll not only watch visitors like the Cosmos, Quakes, and Sting, we'll watch the Whitecaps battle top club sides from around the world. And those games will count for points in NASL regular season standings. So count on the Caps for even more exciting soccer in 1984.